Morning, everyone. Today is the last topic of our French Revolution, the revolution and the everyday life. How this revolution has affected the life of a people. As you all can see, there is a picture down, and in this picture is a painting which has been done by Louis Leopold Boilly. What he is trying to show here that what Marat, you must be knowing about Marat, Jean Paul Marat. He is addressing the people in a coffee salon and what he is trying to tell them. So, we are going to talk about, we are going to talk about the philosophers, about their ideas and how their ideas has changed the life of the people. So, let's continue our learning today. What we are going to see that what was the changes in the life of a people. Do you think that politics can change, like the people change their clothes, the people change their house, the people change their language? So can the politics be changed? Yes, the politics can be changed, and we can see that after the French Revolution in 1789 many changes took place in the life of men, women, and children in France. Their life completely changed. The revolutionary government took it upon themselves to pass laws that would translate the ideas of liberty and equality in their everyday practice. Many new laws were made in which changed their ideas and which changed their life and which changed their ideas about the liberty and the equality. One of the important law that came into the effect after the storming of Bastille, you all know that Bastille was stormed in the summer of 1789. A new law was made, that was the abolition of censorship. Now, censorship is, you must be thinking it is a new word for you, but no, it is not a new word for you. You must have seen before the movies that there is a certificate by the censor board. What does this censorship mean? That whatever thing that is being shown or being published has been looked by someone, and it has been appropriate, and it has been approved by that panel of people. So what do we see? That during the time of the old regime, there was censorship in France. Whatever was written or whatever was shown, whether it was a dance, it was a drama, it was a play, whatever, or a song that was performed, everything was shown to the king and its panel of ministers, and once it has been approved by them, then only it was shown to the public. Now, so it was difficult for a people to express their ideas because they had to please the king, and if the king was not pleased, then what the king will do? He will not allow them to show or to publish their article. So now when this censorship was abolished and the Declaration of Rights and or Rights of Men and Citizens came into the effect, the expression became a natural thing for a very natural right, a very natural thing for the men. So now we see that due to this expression, people started giving their opinions. They started writing more in the newspaper. Pamphlets were written, pamphlets were distributed. We know about many pamphlets. We have done it in one of the topic that even the role of philosophers, we know that many books, many pamphlets, many ideas they have discussed, and they started even printing the books as well as the pictures about their ideas. Now, when the freedom of press um, became more effective, people started giving their opinions and they started taking the counter opinions. One more thing we see over here, that our new forms of culture bonding also came in the country. Now people were brought together through the plays. The culture played a very important role in the revolution. People were brought together by the plays, by the song, by the dance. We know about the marshals, that the group of people who came from marshals, they were singing a patriotic song. So through their language, through the play, through the dance, through the drama, the people started getting bonded together. And this is one of the major, we can say that this is one of the major factor due to which our revolution was successful, because as we all know, the people were not so much literate during that time. So now, all these things played a very important role in the life of a people. People started talking about the liberty and the equality. So let's move to the next slide and know about a very famous personality and a very important ruler of the Europe. So over to we are so to the next slide. This is the last topic of our lesson, conclusion. It is written as a conclusion in your textbook. In this conclusion part, we are going to talk about the Napoleon Bonaparte. As you all know, that Napoleon Bonaparte was a very famous ruler of Europe, and he was a very famous ruler, emperor of France. Napoleon came from a very poor family. But he was a very ambitious person, and he was a general in the army. During the time of the Directory rule, he rose to the power and he took advantage of the political instability of the France, and he declared himself as the French emperor in the 1804. Now, when the Napoleon came came to as a emperor of the France, he was considered as a modernizer of the Europe. He was very famous. He was liked by the people. He conquered many European countries, which was the neighboring country of the France, like Poland, like Austria. He conquered, and whichever country he conquered, he disposed the ruling dynasties over there, and he created new kingdoms where he placed the members of his family. So this is how he expanded his kingdom. Now, when the Napoleon became the emperor of the France, he saw himself as a modernizer of Europe. He made many changes in the Europe, which was liked by the people, and he thought him about himself that his role was to spread the ideas of liberty and equality in the society, but actually he talked more about the liberty, and he introduced many modern laws to the rest of the Europe. He introduced laws protecting the private property. We all know about it, that slavery was reintroduced by the Napoleon, because Napoleon believed in the capitalist form of a government. So slavery was again reintroduced by the Napoleon, because he wanted our trade to flourish, and he wanted to protect the private property. He even introduced the uniform system of weights and measures. Now, this uniform system of weight and measure was a major, law, we can say, or major change brought by the Napoleon. Throughout the Europe, he introduced the common system of weights and measure, because previously each country has their own system of weights and measures. So due to that, the people were suffering. Sometimes the farmers were suffering, or sometimes the people who used to buy the things were suffering. So now what he did, he introduced the uniform system of weights and measure, and which is being continued till now throughout the world. He even introduced the decimal system, uh, so that people does not occur the loss in their business. He created an image of the liberator for the rest of the Europe. He told to the public that I am the one who is going to liberate the Europe. And he started doing some work for liberating the people, but gradually people saw his real intention, and they realized that he was a despotic monarch and he was replacing the old monarch with the members of his family. So now the Napoleon army was viewed as invaders, and so people started revolting against the Napoleon, and in 1815, Napoleon was finally defeated at a place called Waterloo, which is in the modern day Belgium, which is in the nowadays you will find this place in Belgium, which is one of a famous country of Europe. Napoleon was defeated by Britain, Austria, Prussia, and Russia. You will do more about Napoleon and all about his defeat and the changes which was brought by him in grade 10. Okay, so here we are only going to do a small part about Napoleon, because he was an important part of the French Revolution. But what do we see? That after the defeat of Napoleon, his ideas about the liberty and the modern laws continued in the parts of the Europe. People kept on talking about it, and the monarchs also worked on that, and the changes in the society was brought even after his defeat. As we all know, that when something happens and it ends, it leaves a legacy behind it. It leaves something behind it which we call it as a legacy. So French Revolution, it was over, it has ended, but it has left a legacy after the revolution. So let us find out what was left after the French Revolution, or what the French Revolution gave it to the world. The French Revolution gave the idea of the liberty and the democratic rights to the world. Before this ideas of the liberty and the democratic rights, it was unknown to the world. French Revolution only gave us this idea, and later on this idea became the foundation of the democracy throughout the world. Now, these ideas spread to the rest of the Europe, resulting in the abolition of a feudal institution. As you all know, feudal privilege was there in the France, not only in the France, even in the entire Europe it was there. So the feudal system was abolished, and later on the idea of liberty, equality, democratic rights spreaded even to the colonies, where the people combined it with their ideas, their ideas of the national movement. In their national movement, they incorporated the ideas of the French Revolution, ideas of the liberty, equality, and the democratic rights. And through these ideas, they were able to overthrow their colonial masters. They were able to get the freedom. Uh, they have overthrown their colonial masters, like in India also. the Britishers were overthrown. In America, you can see the Statue of Liberty. Do you know that Statue of Liberty was given by the France to the Americans? The lady with the torch, you must have seen that. So it was given to America by the France. Now, in India, you all must be knowing about the Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan was a friend of French army. We know about it. He was very influenced with the French people. With the help of the French, he wanted to modernize his army, and he has taken their help. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was a social activist. He was a social reformer, and both of them were very much inspired by the ideas of the French Revolution, and they borrowed these ideas and resisted the British rule. Now, Rajaram Mohan Roy started talking about the ideas of the French Revolution. He started writing, and it was spreaded through his writing, through his speech in India, and that we see that it has a great impact on the national movement of India. The French Revolution does not stop here. The French Revolution will continue, and in grade 10 you will learn more about the July Revolution that has taken place, and after that monarchy was abolished finally in France, and a republican country was a democratic republican country was made that will bring end to the French Revolution. So till now for your grade 9, up to here, up to the Napoleon we are doing, we'll continue with the same French Revolution in grade 10.